What is up, everyone? I'm ATRon The Gamer. In this video I'm going to show everyone one of the methods that I use to magic find in Inferno. So let's go ahead and set up the proper quest. The Imprisoned Angel, Cursed Hold, Inferno Difficulty, select quest. I'm going to resume game right here. So something I like to do is stack my buff. So in order to do this, I sometimes will go to Highlands Crossing and cross over into the Southern Highlands, look for mobs like these, which I will then have kited back to the bridge where they are stuck, and I can easily kill them, and I can stack my buff after doing so. Cave of the Moon Clan level 1, which is located in the Southern Highlands, is also a relatively easy spot to find, as it exists in, I'm pretty sure, every single game that you make with Southern Highlands, but it may not be. I may have just been really lucky in finding it every single time. And you can farm more champs in here as well.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Treasure goblins can spawn here as well. Don't let them get away.
Need more arcane power.
There's usually a bloody chest in either the first or second level, but not always. There's usually at least one rare or one set of champions inside level 2. I think a resplendent chest might just spawn in level 2 every single time. Garb. Now that I have a 3 stack of Nephalem Valor, I'm going to go into the Cursed Hold, or Howls of Agony level 2 actually, and make my way over to the Cursed Hold. There's usually either one rare and one set of champions, or 2 sets of champions. I think I may be able to be 2 rares, but I'm going to kill this guy and get my 4 stack up now. And again, you can get lucky with treasure goblins, or treasure pygmies, and this is that same game that I've been in since I killed the other one too. Of course, they don't always drop rares, but they drop blues. You can't rule out what you get until you look at it, and sometimes you just get garb. Torture tools are scattered all around Halls of Agony level 2, as well as the first level and the 3rd level, so make sure you hit these. You never know what you can get. These champs seem to be pretty common, even if they're not on this level. Obviously their properties differ as each time you make a game, but the way they operate, they're actually kind of easy to kill, because when they get close to you, they wind up and they whiff if you move, and they get stuck there, so it's easy to just deal damage to them. Your MF needs to seem to be really high in this game to get rares consistently, but still get some decent blues. Not really. Make sure to always check this room down here, as there's a bunch of dead villagers and torture barrels. Again, you just never quite know what you're going to find. You might find a big pile of zombies crawling out of an inferno pit, but, you know, sometimes that's just the risk you take. More torture tools. Blue. Garb over here. If you don't already have 5 stacks, sometimes these guys will be here, and you can get more. Just don't forget that those champions don't drop the loot, and this guy does.
I can't pick up anything else.
Also, don't forget to clear out your inventory. If you haven't done so at this point, you can do it at this guy. I would also recommend checking out his items. Sometimes he has some good stuff. In this case, it looks like he has a load of garb. But you can have good rings and amulets. Definitely come to this vendor, check him out. Don't forget to check every room once you're inside the Cursed Hold, as some can have chests. There are also more torture tools in the Cursed Hold. You do have to go through and actually complete the quest by freeing the prisoners.
Freedom after so long. Freedom!
There are plenty of breakable objects in the Cursed Hold as well. They're usually a set of champs or rares inside the Cursed Hold, so if you haven't stacked your buff up to 5 times already, you can do that here, or they're still good for killing for loot once you have your 5 stacks. Sometimes you get rares from rares. More champs. Woo! You still might not get that
I need
much.
healing.
Oh, watch out for
Need
eels.
more time.
The Warden is actually a prime target, as he drops a lot of stuff. So, there's a good chance to drop rares and such. I think I got at least one. So that's an AGL. 2 rares. Sweet. There's usually at least one set of champs, or a rare with some minions on the 3rd level, and I have 5 stacks, but I want to kill them anyway, because they usually drop decent stuff. If you ever see a room like this, you have a chance to spawn a resplendent chest right here. Although it's not in this game. So, again, it's a chance. The Butcher is another boss you're going to want to look to kill, as he drops quite a few items when he does. See, he drops quite a few blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blues, including the Tome of Secrets, and 2 yellows. So not bad. Potentially could drop legendaries, I would assume. If you want, you can actually go down and finish the quest to find the stranger. That's Tyrio. He isn't that far away. There aren't too many mobs. And you can get some nice gold.
I remember.
3240 on Inferno mode. And get a nice little portal back to town. You didn't think the run was over, did you? Of course not. So, we're gonna go to the old ruins. And go straight down here because there is a weapon rack right here. Didn't get anything that time. Griswold's fine. Weapons. Well, white's not very fine. Come into the Old Tristram Road, and there's a dank cellar sometimes here, not always. But when it is here, usually this guy, Sarkov, is here. And he's relatively easy to kill as well as his minions. Still got my 5 stack buff too. Whimsyshire is also in the area if you have the staff for the proper difficulty. Although I don't really think I'm going to mess
Need more
too
time.
much. But this is Inferno, and I get one-shotted in there. This cellar also has a potential chance to spawn, and the contents vary. This one is a dead Tristram militia. He just sits here in the middle, and you can touch him, and you do. A bunch of crap starts spawning. And you can kill it if you like. It's up to you. Pretty much done with Old Tristram Road. There are some other cellars that can spawn to the south, but there weren't any in this game. But basically, they're pretty easy to find. If you just follow the road, you can't really miss them if they're open or not. But moving on to the next spot, Cemetery of the Forsaken. And I would basically say just to go into each one of these and clear it out, as in one of these, a jar of souls will appear, and you will be able to complete an event, and it may be a chance for the jar of souls to spawn, but it's pretty accurate from what I've seen, like in spawning in one of these crypts. So I would go for that because it drops fat loots, and you get more rares and champs in here as well that aren't that difficult because it's still Act 1. When in the crypts, make sure to look out for these stone vaults, as sometimes they can be really rewarding. There's also loose stones on the ground. Make sure to hit all of these too, and don't pass them up, and ashes, breakable objects. Once again, go after the TGs. Treasure goblin,
How does
basically.
that feel?
Loot, 1 rare, 2 blues. A nice way to make some gold and get rid of the crap that you don't want is to vendor it to Tatian the Miner. Got a right good bunch of garb for you this fine day. Garb. Ah, precisely the room I'm looking for. Jar of Souls.
I don't believe it.
Basically, you start this event, and you have a minute to survive. You can kill all the skeletons too, they're relatively easily. And once you win, everything dies instantly. And what I'm going to do here, because I don't need to kill anything else, is I'm going to increase my magic find before I loot this thing. So I'm going to put on some of the MF gear that I have. It's not very good. My gear is utter crap right now. That's why I'm doing this, so I can get better gear. But I got to get there first, and I think that's as good as it's going to get. So I think I have 210 MF with my buff on. Not the best. Could be better. Hopefully it gets better with what we get here. Nice little gold. And one rare. And a blue. Piece of crap. Okay. But remember, this room isn't always going to be here or in each one of these crypts. So you have to find the right one. And if at first you do not succeed, try again. You can even clear out all of these pile crypts if you want, as they have a lot of breakable objects, like I mentioned before, loose stones, ashes, and also the coffins that I did not mention yet, but they are definitely in here. Stone. And there's tons of mobs that you can still kill in here. So these are some nice little places to farm, as the mobs really aren't that hard. Even if you don't find the room with the Jar of Souls, I still think that it might be worth it just to come in here, because you guys are relatively easy to kill. And they can drop some decent stuff sometimes. There's also rares and champs that have the potential of spawning in these, so you can stack your buff higher. You can start your buff here, or you can come here to farm after you've acquired 5 stacks. There's a stone coffin. And once you're done,
I worked my
you can
hands
get rid of
to
your
the
crap.
bone to bring you these fine goods.
Could do more though. There's other places to go clear out, and you could go farm the whole map if you wanted to, but those are pretty much the places that I like to go and farm. And sometimes I save my rares to identify until the end, just to see how many I actually got. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total rares, so it's not bad. But that is going to do it, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed what you saw and learned or gained something from this video, and maybe a possible new route that you could use to magic find in Diablo 3. This is one of my primary routes that I use. I'll probably be uploading the other routes that I use in different acts in future episodes and videos, so stay tuned for those. But if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to me on my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at ATRonTheGamer. And I hope to see everyone next time for more magic finding. Later, everyone.